The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is Media Mash, a roundtable of Cowboys insiders dropping wisdom and offering sizzling takes on the current state of your Dallas Cowboys. Now, your host, Newy Scruggs.
Here we are on the Media Mash. Your favorite Cowboy insiders are here to divulge information. Jean-Jacques Taylor, Saad Youssef, Clarence Hill. I'm Newy Scruggs. All right, Clarence, since you were flexing here earlier with your league meeting media pass here, what'd you find out from the owners' meeting? Is Jerry going to Brazil since they've awarded an international game to Brazil? What do you have for us?
I mean, you know,
wax before you go.
I'm just saying, don't rule it out. The Cowboys have not played international games since 2014. When they were in London with Jacksonville, and certainly the league is not going to make an official announcement until early next year, probably at the Super Bowl or after the Super Bowl. They will make an announcement who the teams will be, and certainly the schedule won't come out until, obviously, in May. But I wouldn't rule the Cowboys out. That's all I would say.
And so, and just me wondering, to go to a new market like this, are they selective? Like, hey, we want to send this type of team here? Or they're like, hey, man, the Panthers, you're not eligible at all. We don't want to send the Panthers to Brazil. Like, how does that work?
Yeah, I don't know. We know that Jacksonville has a relationship with London. They play a game in London every year, right. So that they're out. You know, and certainly I think I was reading the Dolphins. Actually, these teams have markets, and the Dolphins or Brazil is considered the Dolphins market. And I don't know if the Dolphins are on the Cowboys schedule next year. I know that they don't play that division next year. But they're selective. I mean, certainly you had Kansas City in Germany this year. They're selective in how they do these things and who they play. I mean, Kansas City and Miami in Germany. I don't know what their relationship is, and why those teams are selective to that market. So it's the NFL, and certainly when you go to South America for the first time, this is historic though because they have never played a game in South America, and this is that's a huge market according to NFL. Brazil is the largest NFL market outside of Mexico, down south, and so it's a market they certainly want to explore and get into, and so we know the Cowboys are big south. They're big in Mexico, and certainly they're big. They will be big in Brazil. Obviously they're probably the most known international team, no matter which continent we're talking about. So we'll see, but. Don't rule it out. I don't know if my paper's ready for it, but I mean, I don't know NBC is ready for it, Athletic ready for it, but could happen.
All right, I'm stumped side here. What language do they speak in Brazil?
Oh, man.
Oh, I got you.
Brazilian?
No. Portuguese.
Oh, I did kind of know this because I knew the answer only because of Gisele Bündchen. But I'm blanking on it now. But I do know.
JJT, tell him.
I've heard
Portuguese, my friend.
Portuguese.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, I remember hearing things like that from during the when Brady and Giselle were still married. So.
No, you play enough FIFA 22 or 23. You pick these things up.
Play enough what?
FIFA 22, FIFA 23.
Always.
You pick up enough of these things.
Hey, man,
however
whatever
you get
it takes.
it done is
right, whatever it
done,
takes.
man.
Whatever
it is takes. A missed marketing opportunity. If they did this a few years ago, you send whatever team Brady's on, they're still married, and that would have been a good marketing opportunity.
Not sure they were ready for that right there. But you can still send Tom. I mean, you still NFL ambassador.
Well, and I think next year when he starts working for one of the partners, works for Fox. So depending on who cover has that game. I don't think it's on Fox, but I think they'll be as certainly as NBC Pro Football Talk was talking about. The more international games you do, it's going to be another game that they allow teams and networks to bid on. Make more money for the NFL.
Yeah, that is very, very true. Okay, Cowboys at Buffalo. Cowboys are a 1.5 to a 2-point underdog, depending on what odd services you look at. Josh Allen, 14 picks right now. JJT, who gets that pick for the Cowboys?
It's gonna be Deron Bland. He get back on it this week. He getting one this week.
So you got Bland. All right, who you got, Si?
I think Gilmore. I think Gilmore is going to be on Diggs quite a bit, and I feel like Josh Allen's going to go to him, and I think Gilmore gets one.
We can't let that go, right? Just can't let that go.
What?
They're so bad. You saw he started smiling. I thought they was throwing away from Gilmore.
Hey,
all these conversations in the back. You don't have to say nothing. We just having fun. Don't worry.
It's different when they start traveling, though. It's different when they start traveling, which has only been happening for the last week and a half. So
let the record show.
You don't have to defend it. We just having fun.
Inside, let the record show. Your boy said nothing.
He started saying.
I stand by exactly what I said. So even back then,
every conversation is extension of the other conversation. We don't let nothing.
Right.
We let nothing go.
And we don't forget nothing clearly.
Got Sergeant Messy over here. Just been messy all day long.
We let nothing go. Anyway,
yeah.
I mean, come on.
For the time, we got that text this morning from Derek, man. You Sergeant Messy over here.
Oh, just because you had a photo shoot, you put a photo shoot out on Facebook earlier this week.
I didn't put anything out there.
Whatever. It was that. It came down your timeline, and I saw it.
Messy,
I didn't see it from another guy. I saw it from your timeline. Thank you for taking these pictures of me. You're so professional.
See, when people start posting pictures of you sleeping and all kind of
they
stuff,
do that
looking
stuff.
all wild and like,
They were great.
Did I do that? Did I do that? No.
They were great photos.
No.
Lou. You look good.
No.
Good. You look good.
we had about a 20-minute discussion today in the locker room with Dak about his social media activity.
You look good. And Dak enjoyed it, and his guy enjoyed it. You look
Dak
good.
living through you.
No, I didn't say that. He said his guy likes it.
Oh,
His
we
guy
brought out
really-
all the statistics.
Yeah,
it was all the statistics. John Machota talking about he tweets 78 times a day for the last 10 years.
He said he did that one time. It's not current statistics.
I mean, Dak's a client now for you, right? I mean,
Listen,
by reading your tweets.
Listen. The picture's looking good. Okay, you look good.
He's
You
a client
look
now.
very good.
He's on the team.
You look good.
But
You look good.
it's okay.
Can we
Everybody
look-
got Pete Prisco got his guy. You got Dak. It's all good.
Everybody got a guy.
Everybody got a guy.
And who you got now? Who's your guy?
I'm
Is he unemployed?
right now,
Your guy's
I'm
unemployed.
unemployed. I'm looking.
Gary Patterson unemployed.
That's college. That was college.
Okay.
That's college.
Anyway, getting back
Everybody got a guy.
Right. And if I don't have a guy.
Getting back
I'm
to-
open for business. I haven't really I've been out the game for a while on that, but
Getting back to the pick situation.
now you
Let's get
talk-
back to the pick situation.
I'm down with Deron Bland. Sides
got
got
Bland.
Gilly.
It's time for one of those safeties to get a pick, ain't it? It's time. It's those passes over the middle. One time for those safeties. I'm good with.
might be hooker.
I like that hooker, as Jerry said. I like that hooker. That's what Jerry said. That's Jerry's statement. I like that hooker. I'm gonna pick hooker. Pick me a hooker.
Let me write this down.
Malik Hooker.
JJT, Bland, Sod, Gilly,
Chill.
Gilly Lock,
Some hooker.
Clarence, Hooker. I'm going with Bland here. So Josh Allen, 14 picks.
He gonna give you one now. Maybe two. But he gonna give them to
I
you.
need to break it down. How do they look at home and on the road? You know, and I want to see where those picks break down home and on the road. Can you look that up, young side?
Look at that.
You know, home and on the
I
road.
think
If
he
he does
throw
the
'em
same,
everywhere.
I mean,
He's on a streak right now.
I think he just plays his game, and that's part of his game. It's like, it's like we've seen point guards who have a lot of assists. They throw a lot of passes, have a lot of turnovers. That's what they do.
But he's still playing well. I mean, and I think that it's going to be a challenge, and yes, he's going to give you one.
It's all part of his game.
But he's playing well, and again, it's not just his passing. You got to stop his running, and he's a bulldozer.
So
He's tough to tackle.
You say he's playing well. They don't win this game. They're basically out of the playoffs, and they're still not in the playoffs right now. So when we say he's playing well, you're basically an above 500 team right now.
Yeah, their defense has been awful,
And
the coach don't take any ownership of that.
And part of the reason their defense is awful, they lost 3 of their best players.
Right,
Dangerous.
their defense has been awful. I mean, that's part. It's a team game. They play complementary football, as Mike McCarthy likes to say.
Okay, so let me ask this question. You say he's playing well. How can you say that when he's leading the league in turnovers? He leads the league in interceptions. He's been leading the league in turnovers
for the last 3 years.
Okay,
Since he showed up in the league.
So I like to know, how is that playing well?
That's part of his game, and I think that sometimes that's again when you talk about me having a client, that was part of me railing against these narratives, okay? Because people put the narratives on some people, don't put them on others. People putting this turnover machine narrative on Dak, which I think is unfair. He's never been a turnover machine, even though last year he led the league in interceptions. He didn't lead the league in turnovers because Josh Allen. He did, but for some people it's almost like. as Jack said, that's part of his game. You got to take the good with the bad. Yes, he has a lot of turnover, but he also has a lot of
a lot of spectacular plays,
game-winning type plays.
Yeah.
He's the reason they're in games, and by contrast, because of his turnovers, he may be part of the reason why they lose games. But you need him playing at that breakneck level for them to have a chance to win.
Yeah, the vibe to me is kind of, it's not to the extent, but it's Brett Favre-esque a little bit. You know, it's the interceptions kind of come with it, but so does the gunslinger and all that mentality that, you know, Brett Favre did for 2 decades in Green Bay.
I mean, it's hard to handle because he makes spectacular plays to help you win games.
It's only been 2 games that he's played this year where he didn't throw a pick.
They were both at home.
Okay.
So if he's going to protect
Miami,
the ball, it's going to be
Miami, and then Las Vegas. But yeah, he's on a roll right now, man, and he's thrown it since
He has 6 picks at home.
Since October 8th. He's thrown a pick in every game. Mm-hmm. So right, he's giving it away.
Well, I agree, but again, when is the picks? You know, and are they early? Are they late? You know, and certainly again, I watched the game last Sunday. You know, his pick at the end of the second quarter. You know, against Kansas City, that helped Kansas City get back in the game. But in the fourth quarter, he wasn't turning the ball over.
In Philly, he threw a pick that put the Eagles right back into the game, and they eventually ended up winning it.
Yeah, and they would have. And if the receiver don't run around wrong route, they probably went in overtime, or he threw it right. I don't know. Have we decided whether the receiver ran the wrong route, they threw it right, but they had an open touchdown, an open drive of overtime, and
normally
they missed
you go
it.
with the quarterback as opposed to the special teams dude who's playing receiver.
Yeah, I mean, so he still played winning football to help them, put them in position to win
put
those
it like
games.
this, man. He leading the league in turnovers. Ain't nobody saying, "Oh, goody, we get to go play against Josh Allen this
No,
week."
he's not fun to play against. Let's be honest about that, because he's an all-day sucker. Because you gotta deal with him passing
All day.
You got to deal with his physicality running. He is tough to tackle. And Cowboys have smaller linebackers. He's tough to bring down. You saw him take against the Chiefs. 5-yard line. He's tush pushing it all the way in from the 5-yard line. So it's almost like facing Jalen Hurts again. But here's a guy with more power, and right now he has a better passing game than what the Eagles show. So it's going to be tough. This is a tough matchup for the Cowboys. You say they're a 1-point favorite. That's a push. Because you at home, you get 3 points.
They're underdog.
Well, a 1-point underdog. Excuse me. Same thing. What I'm saying is, usually when you're at home, you get 3 points just for being home field. When it's even or you're 1 or 2 points, that means on a neutral field, the Cowboys probably be favored.
Yeah, 1.5 to 2 points underdog with the Cowboys. All right, depending on the service you use. So, how do they limit him?
I think it's a team effort. I do wonder if they look at it from just keep playing your defense the way that they have confidence, especially with what they did to Jalen Hurts. And I think it's a little bit of an advantage for them that you get to face Josh Allen right after facing Jalen Hurts. They're not the same guy, but you're facing a mobile quarterback 1 week to the next. And I feel like that could help. One thing that's really been impressive with Dan Quinn recently has also just been the adjustments that he's made. I mean, with Gilmore, sticking him and having him travel with Metcalf a couple weeks ago, things like that. I wonder if Josh Allen starts to break through or something like that, if you start looking at having a spy, someone like Marquise Bell or someone who can run with them and plays linebacker safety and have him spy Allen if things get to that point. But I wonder if they just, play Allen the way that they play defense and let that do the talking.
Main thing is you got to be disciplined in your pass rush. You can't go outside the tackle because then you create those lanes for him to dart right through. And then you have to tackle him. You have to wrap him up in old school, tackle him, wrap him up. I mean, you just can't put a shoulder on. You have to wrap him up, grab his legs, and wait for the cavalry.
The interesting thing about playing a guy like Josh, he's big. Okay, this guy's got linebacker size.
Yeah, how big is he?
And trying to tackle him gets interesting because that's when you can get hands to the head. I mean, just you can pick up.
Very Ben Roethlisberger-esque, yeah.
Right, you can pick up a roughing on him pretty quick, but at the same time, if you don't get a hold of him, get him down, he's going to run you over or he's going to get away. I mean, it's a very tough challenge for defense with these kind of rules here.
He's tough to sack, too, for the same reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the big guy, just like Ben and Cam and those guys, big, strong quarterbacks, tough to get on the ground.
All right, Clarence, you in the locker room today. What was being said?
I mean, we were all over the locker room today. We got good stuff from. We talked to Aubrey about his kicking and certainly kicking outdoors. I mean, he's shown everything, proven everything. First kicker, he won NFC Special Teams Player of the Week, first kicker in NFL history to make 2 kicks from 58, 59 plus. And now you have the challenge of kicking outdoors in Buffalo as well. He's been great. Most of his kicks have been indoors. Most of his kicks have been in good field conditions, except for that opener against the Giants with the rain. But kicking in Buffalo with those wins, that's another challenge he has to face. And we talked to him about that. We certainly talked to Gilmore. I was interested. Gilmore was upset. I'm like, what does upset Gilmore look like? Have you ever talked to Gilmore? He's so understated, so like
even keel.
Just even keel. Like, what do you look like when you get mad? It's like, because it was funny because. He talked about being upset. And he says in such monotone voice and understated, even kill voice. And then he was on Sports Center after the game, and he was just so laid back. And so I was like, this was bad TV. The big show. What's the guy named
Scott Van Pelt.
Scott Van Pelt. We're gonna do this exclusive with Gilmore of this big game, and he just just very coach speak and just not like this is certainly not what Scott Van Pelt.
He played in New England.
Scott Van Pelt was looking for, and he said I didn't like the tone in which he said it. He'd been calling everybody. You're old guys. The
33.
Huh?
He's 33.
Yeah, so teammates tease him about being old, and so it wasn't like he's never been called old before, but he didn't like the tone in which or the way A.J. Brown called him. Well, certainly A.J. called him old with some colorful 12-letter cuss words, I'm sure, as Jock would like to say, and so he didn't like that. And so he really had a great game. But he didn't. He answered with his play. He didn't talk trash back. He didn't cuss him back out. So you were there. I mean, it's just good stuff from Gilmore. And then we had just a long talk with Dak. And that's why Dak is so good, because it's not his day to talk. He sat in the locker room, talked for about 20 minutes. Just at his locker, talking about the game. Obviously talking about my social media, but talking about different things. And the like the 2 quarterback sneaks. Those were not called sneaks. Those were not called tush pushes. But the Eagles, no one was over the center. So Dak said, we just did it. That was not the call play. They were handing the ball up, do something else. But no one was over the center, and I was in the press box. Sneak it. And, that's what he did.
I think for me, obviously we talked to those 2 guys, but then with Dak, more than what the content of what we were talking about, because we were talking about everything and a lot of mafia talk. He's a big mafia movie fan, so
yeah. Frank Lucas. He was talking about Frank Lucas, some other guys. He watched all those different movies. Yeah, it was good stuff.
But to me, it was just the demeanor, the way that he kind of is right now. You can just tell he's so confident, so comfortable. Everything about him right now, he's just in a zone. You can just tell that it's the play is kind of spilling over into just his overall demeanor as well, where he's just at ease right now.
And piggybacking on that, his confidence was on full display when he ran the sneak and the guy tried to pull the ball away from him, and he kind of teased him. You remember he teased him?
Yeah,
he said, take it. You want to take it, But it's like he's having fun, like he's on the playground. That's what we talk. I said, you just you're so at ease, like at the playground. I said, yeah, that's what it is. It's confident.
Got like Kellen Moore, and having all the fun.
Yeah, he also a window into the soul. We're talking about because he just started asking, what's going on with Kellen Moore? What's going on with that stuff? You gonna get another job? And somebody brought up, Bill Belichick may go there, and Dak said, if Kellen thought that McCarthy was hard on him, he don't want Belichick. So what you're saying is, so McCarthy was hard on Kellen Moore, which again no one's ever said, no one talked about, but that's one thing that So you're telling us McCarthy was really hard on Kellen Moore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why he ain't hit no more.
Exactly.
Well,
but
Kellen Moore doesn't have to worry about coaching with Bill Belichick because Josh McDaniels will be going there.
Exactly.
It'll be in Carolina or Washington. That's what it'll be. That's what that'll be. Right?
Yeah, but yeah. So Dak was just asking different questions about that and different things. Like, so it was a lot of going back and forth. It was cool though.
Talk about segregation, all of that stuff. We talk about a lot.
He talked about Durham, North Carolina, and how you're from North Carolina. They said that back in the day that Durham was a place where a lot of educated and rich blacks were. He learned that in one of those mafia movies he's reading.
Yes. It is still a very black city today. Yeah. So, yes, in the home of North Carolina Central.
Yeah.
So, as well as the other little school in Durham. Let's take our first break. When we come back here, how many Cowboys make the Pro Bowl? Let's dive into that. Just think. Let's just spitball. We'll do that with Saad Youssef, Clarence Hill, Jacques Taylor. I'm Louis Scruggs. Media Mash right here on DallasCowboys.com radio.
Todd thought it would be secure to jog in the cheetah savanna. Todd believed the big cat repellent he bought online was reliable. And now, Todd is trying to be faster than this cheetah that can run 80 miles per hour. But the good news is, Todd has AT&T 5G that is fast, reliable, and secure. And he learned the best thing to do is stop running and toss her the backpack with the beef stew. AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure. It's not complicated.
5G requires compatible plan and device. 5G may not be available in your area. See att.com/5G for you for details.
Don't put off getting your oil changed, Dallas. Take 5 Oil Change. A proud partner of the Cowboys is faster than you think. There's no appointment needed and no waiting room. Yep, you heard that correctly. Take 5 is so fast, you don't even have to get out of your car. You can take advantage of Take 5's fast, friendly, and simple service at any of their locations across the Dallas area. And remember, at Take 5, you stay in your car because they're faster than you think. Take 5, the official oil change of the Dallas Cowboys.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
They say champions are remembered, but legends are never forgotten. United Ag and Turf offers a winning lineup of John Deere equipment built to tackle any challenge on and off the field. Legendary John Deere tractors, combines, residential mowers, commercial mowers, compact construction equipment, Gator utility vehicles, and a full line of golf and sports turf equipment. United Ag and Turf, the official Ag and Turf equipment supplier of the Dallas Cowboys. Visit UnitedAgAndTurf.com to find a location near you.
Back to Media Mash.
Media Mash right here on DallasCowboys.com. Radio guys Jean-Jacques Taylor, Saad Youssef, and Clarence Hill. They are insiders with the Dallas Cowboys. Cover the team, giving you all the info you love and need. I am merely Newey Scruggs to help facilitate the conversation. So, this is about that time when the Pro Bowl votes going to start coming in here. How many Cowboys do we think will make the Pro Bowl this year? Give me a number.
Well, I mean, can we just go player by player? It's tough to go number-wise because, obviously Dak, CD, let's just start there. Dak, CD, okay. Gilmore.
Gilmore?
Not Gilmore, sorry. Bland. Maybe Gilmore, but Dak, CD, stop it. Dak, CD, Bland.
You're getting Bland mixed up with Gilmore. Mav's got him mixed up with Trayvon Diggs.
Dak got him in your head.
Dak, CD, Bland, the kicker.
Aubrey.
And Parsons. Let's take that off the cuff, right?
Okay.
Then you got cases for Tyron Smith, Tyler Smith, Zach Martin. But I don't think Zach Martin's the best guard on this team. Tyler Smith is the best guard on the team.
I think Zach Martin is more off a reputation.
Yeah, but Tyler Smith is the best guard on the team. But obviously you have to consider Zach Martin. Also Odigizua, Gilmore. Where do you go from there? Jake Ferguson, maybe?
Tank.
I thought Jake Ferguson has a really good shot because it's a high profile team and he's been showing up with big plays.
Right, and
he got that swag
and then you take. I mean, it could be a number of them.
Plus they got so like, and I'm not breaking no news, but nobody's won more games than them. So when you're winning like that and you're playing high profile games, you lead the league in point differential. You blow out all these teams. Yeah, people going to the Pro Bowl.
And then you got the Cowboy fan base, I mean, how many guys are leading in their positions in voting right now?
So I'm just writing down 6. That's my baseline for the Cowboys.
They did 6 last year, didn't they? I mean,
that's what I'm saying. It's just a baseline. Just a baseline. Like, there will be at least 6.
Yeah, because,
there's 5 that are just 100% in. And I think after that, you can go anywhere up to, I think, like 10 or so.
I think Tyron is going to get in there too.
Yeah.
Because the way Dak has been on that hot streak, he's been playing in these games and he's been making a difference. And luckily for him, they've been highlighting him as well. I mean, that stuff matters on the Sunday night game when Collinsworth is talking about that stuff matters. And of course, everybody in the league sees it, but you're also right. They play so many high-profile games. I think that goes in there. So I do think that Tyron Smith will end up making another Pro Bowl. I mean, it's to me, if you got an offense that's good, somebody from the offensive line has got to be going to the Pro Bowl.
And multiples. I mean, again, Tyler is outside of his penalty, Tyler is just like not giving them nothing. What he's doing what he did to Fletcher Cox and Jalen Carter, he's high profile.
Aaron Donald.
I mean, Aaron Donald played well. I mean, Tyler Smith may be the best lineman on the team.
All right, so I'm going to tell you what. I had a conversation with someone before the game, and I said, in the Cowboys, the Cowboys organization, I said, so do you leave Tyler at left guard, or do you eventually move him to left tackle when it's time for 77 to call it a career?
How you leave him in left guard? Let him be a Hall of Fame left guard.
100%. Yeah, you leave him left guard.
I would leave him in left guard. What does he and his agent want to do? Because, the money is at tackle.
I was told by
Leo Collins.
I was told that he was drafted to be a tackle, and that's where he will go.
Of course you were told it by his agent, I'm sure. Not by the Cowboys.
No, Joby Brady has not said that at all. He's not said
But
that
I mean,
at all.
it's the same thing like Michael. I'm a linebacker defensive end. Defensive ends get paid, so that's where I want to be.
I don't think that matters in his case.
No, it won't matter, Michael, but it does matter with Tyler. And again, I think that if Leo Collins would have stayed at guard, he may not have made the same top end money, but we have a different opinion of him.
He'd be a better player.
It could also be situational where, if you just have absolutely nothing at left tackle and then you're forced to, kind of like when they tried to switch Zach Martin out to right tackle because they were getting decimated. So, right. I mean, it could be situational, but when you're Mike McCarthy mentioned something about this on Monday, just something about being jack of all trades versus, master of none and, things like that. When you're that good, I think that's when you play yourself out. If you're a decent guard, then just go be a decent tackle if you're also going to be decent. But if you're a superstar guard, then you want to keep him there.
But he's not decent. I mean, he's not decent. He's not decent either spot. But again, this is also a business, and at the end of the day, you want to play tackle because that's where the money is.
I think in terms of, and I'm not calling him this player at all, but I did get to see him in college and watch him in the professional ranks. And he started in the pros as a guard, eventually went out to left tackle, Jonathan Ogden. Jonathan was a fantastic player in college, and because of the situation they had with their tackles in Baltimore, Ozzie took him. He's like, I'm going to play a guard, and then eventually they kicked him on out to left tackle and became a tremendous player. And I think for them, just in the conversation I had, because by the way, I was with you guys. Like, hey, man, leave the guy right there, right? And they're like, nah, we drafted left tackle and put him out there. I think they think he has that kind of skill set to be able to go out, hey, you were great here. We think you can be great out there because we just think that much of you as a player. Which also, by the way, is really impressive because we saw going between guard and tackle is not easy, especially on a moment's notice. And we saw that with Connor Williams for years here. Right before Tyler Smith got here. And I remember talking multiple times with Connor, and he would talk to me about like the body weight disposition, about how you have to change your training, everything. I mean, just making that switch is not, I'm not saying you can't do it, but usually it takes a full off season to really get your body and your movements and everything in that realm. And for Tyler to do it as seamlessly as he has also been impressive.
The caveat here is this, though. As we started this conversation about the Pro Bowl, Tyron Smith is playing great. He's out of contract. Do you bring him back next year?
Well, see, that's the question. When Tyron Smith is going to be like, see, I came back on your number last year.
He's going to do that Zach.
Coming back
he's
on
that
your
Zach
number.
Martin.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
He's going to do that Zach
I'm
Martin.
not coming back on your number this year. I done you a solid. I ain't never complained about my contract. But if I'm free, I want all my money.
So there's a caveat here, and you got to do Dak, and you got CD. How much?
And the reality is, that's what your draft picks are for, man.
Well, it is your draft picks for, but as we say, he's playing great at guard, and we can get him back. Let's run this thing back. These windows of opportunities, especially if you do go and win, and you want to run it back. I mean, you ain't gonna start over on the offensive line, are you?
This is what I know. I don't believe in let's run it back. I believe in at the end of the year, we evaluate it. We know every year you good for 14 games. As you get older,
Maybe we got a plan. Maybe there's no practice plan. May give him a few more years on his career.
There's no doubt about. I talked to him about that.
That's a great question.
And he spoke about how it made a big difference about him not practicing. And look, here's a guy that we know takes care of himself, and he doesn't need to practice. He's going out there go be Tyron Smith. But you raise a very good question.
It's a great question.
What is the cost for 77 next year? And the beauty of it is we know there's going to be some guys who are going to take a little cut around here. There's some haircuts. Barbershopping upstairs on some salaries.
I'm serious, though. It's not that many people qualified for a haircut.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple of them ain't just not going to be here.
Some of them qualify for raises because I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know if CD plan on that 50 option.
You know Neil Clarence. How do you know that? We're going to end it right there. Hey, Jacques Taylor, Saad Youssef, Clarence Hill, I'm New Express. We'll talk to you tomorrow right here on Media Mash right here. DallasCowboys.com.
Try to put me in a box.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!